Welcome to a special limited edition Here Comes the Boom episode. We're going to make this a quick one. We're joined by On Three's Joe Tipton to preview Caleb Wilson's upcoming decision. He's down to a final three: Kentucky, North Carolina, and Ohio State. Joe, I'll leave it to you. What's the latest with Caleb's recruitment?
Yeah, Jacob, appreciate you having me. So we've known for quite a while that this has been a two-horse race between Kentucky and North Carolina. And a couple weeks ago, maybe even early last week, I did think that Kentucky was the firm leader. In my opinion, the Wildcats made a lot of sense. Mark Pope has really taken this Kentucky program to really high hopes this season, and Wilson, it felt like, was trending that way towards UK. However, as time went on, there started to be some North Carolina smoke to Caleb's recruitment, and initially, I kind of blew it off just because I just thought Kentucky had such a significant lead. However, it turned out there was some real legs to the UNC rumors, and as we head down this final stretch, it does look like North Carolina is now in the driver's seat. I've been told from sources that UNC donors and UNC power players are confident heading into Wilson's Thursday announcement. And to be quite clear, I'm not entirely ruling out Kentucky here until he says where he is choosing. However, I do think that UK's chances have fallen significantly as we enter this final stretch.
So, Joe, as you said, Kentucky really held most of the momentum throughout this recruitment ever since his visit back in September. So what do you think has changed in recent weeks to give UNC the momentum?
Yeah, I think it boils down to, and now I haven't specifically talking to Caleb about this, but from speaking to people around him, it sounds like that Caleb likes could like to fit a little bit more at North Carolina. I don't know how much he sees the fit at Kentucky. I think he always spoke highly of North Carolina point guard Elliot Cadeau, who's expected to be back in Chapel Hill next season, and sounds like he likes the idea of playing with him potentially next season. So I think that's what it boiled down to. Obviously, NIL is a factor in all of these high-level recruitments, and I don't know how significantly that played a part in Caleb's choice. I'm sure he received lucrative offers from both programs, but I think the fit was probably the best example of that. And then just the success that UNC freshmen have had, namely Ian Jackson this season, a former five-star player as well. Obviously, Pope, when he took over the job, there's not really a lot of freshmen that he could have landed, and he's relying more on experience. So I don't know if Caleb is able to see that vision as much at UK when it comes to freshman playing time. So I think those are kind of the few factors there.
The last thing I want to ask about is if UNC ends up being the choice for Caleb Wilson, where do you think Kentucky goes from here in this 2025 recruiting class?
Yeah, I think they immediately pivot to Nate Amin, another five-star recruit. He's On Three's number 2 ranked prospect in the country. He's considering UK along with several other schools like Arkansas, Alabama, BYU as well, and several others. His in Tennessee, Louisville, I just came out with the top 11. I can't even rattle off all of them off the top of my head here, but he's expected to make a decision in either February or March. So I think UK immediately goes to him. I do think they would have a decent chance with him. I know that that Nate's a little bit farther along in his recruitment, that UK has been prioritizing Caleb a little bit more to this point. However, I do think that they would be able to make up some ground quickly. If it's a little bit too late for him and he's already a little bit farther along with other programs involved with him, I think you just look at the transfer portal and there's going to be plenty of opportunity there.
Well, Joe, thanks for coming on for a special Wednesday episode. We'll be tuning in to all of your coverage on this announcement and everything moving forward with this 2025 class.
Thanks for having me, Jacob. Anytime.